Yo, 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 what's good, my brother?
What's going on, man?
None. We're back with another episode of the Breaking the Narrative podcast, BTN for short. I'm Teddy Blackman,
Yeah, I'm Tony.
Tony, okay. And today we're gonna talk about the journey that we've been on as far as like creating content, at least somewhat consistently, I'll say. So this is February the 3rd, which means that a little bit over 1 year ago,
Yeah,
we started this journey.
yeah. I think it was the beginning of 2020
Yeah,
when we
so
started it.
yeah, January 2020. And here it is, February 2021. So today we're going to talk about all that's happened within that, we'll say 13-month span.
Yeah, we can give it 13 months. Give it take a few days.
Yeah. So you want to start or you want me to start or
I mean, it's up to you.
all right. Well, since I normally start, we'll switch it up today and you can go ahead.
All right, cool. So, I mean, we when we first started out, we really didn't have much of a niche. We didn't have anything like our go-to, but we did have characters within our group.
Right.
Like there were people that we were around that could hold their own in a skit,
Right.
and we all had our own funny ideas, really good to bounce things off of each other, stuff like that. And it still is like I'm not gonna say it was good. It still is good.
Right.
Like we're still in contact. Like we still talk to each other. Like we still can bounce ideas off of each other, some stuff like that. But at the end of the day, we do kind of like transition.
Right.
Like, cause once we ended up, like, I mean, we started off as just doing random dumb shit.
right.
Like,
right.
Cause I remember our first video was the World War III video,
Right. Right.
and that one actually jumped. Yeah, it jumped a little bit. It got like good
It definitely
14,
jumped.
like
'Cause it-
14,000.
That topic was super trending at that time.
It was like 14,000 views or something like that.
Yeah.
But
I think right now it's probably up to like 18 or something.
yeah, I haven't looked at it in a while.
Well, yeah, I seen it a couple weeks ago because it popped up on the memories.
Mm.
Yeah, that's how I knew it was like the 1 year anniversary or whatnot.
Man, and the funny thing is, we didn't even like plan on putting that out at first.
Yeah, that was a very spur of the moment. Yeah, we did go back and forth like, yeah, should we drop this or should we not drop it?
And
You know, should we even do this video?
yeah, and like, cause that was just like a test run.
Right.
We started off just like all right, getting a feel for like being behind the camera. Cause honestly, like we all had somewhat of a like I don't know, like we all had our own moments behind the camera.
Right.
However, none of us had really like jumped the gun and taken it a step forward. Really,
Right. Yeah, everybody had cameras, but at that time I was just doing photography. And the most video you were going to get out of me would be like maybe a 10, 15-second clip of a model walking. But other than that, there was going to be no film production, no skit production, no short film.
I don't know. Like I think Sonny might have been behind the camera once before. I ain't gonna.
Well, yeah, because I'm quite sure at some point in time it was behind the camera, but I know for sure he's starred in actual web series and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So of course the acting experience was there. Same thing with Eli. He has experience in the background. Got a couple of funny skits that back in the day on YouTube was like hilarious. It was one, right, and it was like kind of like how we did the little when the music goes so hard skit.
Man, that one was a classic.
Yeah, he had a skit was similar to like that, and this is probably like 10 years ago or something like around that time. And he died, right? And at his funeral, they was playing like a go-go song, and his soul rose out of his body and started beating his feet.
Hey,
that's hilarious. Like I love like even the one that we did more recently, which was last year, which was him selling the Go-Go CDs, and then Sonny, asking how much they were. They were too expensive, so he tried to rob them, and he cuts the song on, and the song's going so hard that he's forgetting that he's actually supposed to be robbing them, and he's just beating his feet. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Even though he was doing the George Jefferson.
Yeah. I still remember that dance. Man was doing the George Jefferson because we didn't have any music playing.
Yeah.
So he didn't know what he was supposed to do.
Yeah,
So he
so
ended up just doing the George Jefferson.
And that's also where I feel like we've grown at as well. Because now, even with little small situations like that, we were asking him to improv and then throw music on later. Where now we would just put music on and you would just do what you got to do,
Yeah.
So it's a lot of things have changed. And I feel like we kind of got to go back even before the 13 months. Because although that's when we started shooting, we kind of started talking about that prior to that.
Yeah, we were talking about that a lot further back. I think it was like August maybe.
Yeah, or if not August, maybe September for sure. Where I would just come over your house and, at this time I'm just fed up with work, and
Yeah.
it's just like I've told you, I told plenty of people, it's just like, working at a college at a young age is a very different experience. And because I worked overnight, you didn't see like a lot of the students. You would see students, but not a lot.
Yeah.
When they put me on the day shift, the summer of 2017, that's when everything changed. And I started to be around a ton of students. And you just around a bunch of kids that's out making something of themselves. You know what I mean? And I'm just sitting here at this job, which turned out to be a dead-end job, even though they keep you thinking that there's a chance for you to move up. Mm-hmm. But there's really no chance to move up. And it's like I didn't even realize that I had been, like, so to speak, dead inside. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Until I got around all these active college students, and you just get the urge to want to do something with yourself. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And you're not like, my coworkers are all in their 50s and 60s, so I get why they're here. But it's no excuse for me.
Yeah.
Because I'm 31 now, so 4 years ago, I'm 27. Like, I'm at a perfect age. And when I started at GW, I was 21, 22. You know what I'm saying? So it was no excuse for me. So that's when I decided to do the photography thing. And then, so to speak, we started talking about these short films because you had been writing scripts for years.
Yeah,
I started writing.
I started writing scripts when I was still working for Target, and this was back in 2016, I believe. I really wanted to just jump into making film. I mean, even now, I have ideas in my head of stuff that I thought about back in 2016 that I haven't even put to paper yet. So, trust me, like, they'll come out eventually, and I'll actually let people know, like, it's been a long time coming for this.
Right.
So, I was writing short film scripts, and I just wanted to just do something different, because me working at Target, and 2016 I was 26 years old.
Right.
And it felt like I was going absolutely nowhere. I hated my job. I didn't want to deal with the people winning no more. Like, I was in a really depressed state, and like there was nothing I could have done inside of that job that would have helped me.
Mm-hmm.
So it was just like I ended up getting the camera. The first one I got one from like what was it? I think I got it from off of Amazon first and foremost. But it was like one of the little I ain't gonna lie to you. It was one of them cheap ass. They said it was like 4K. It's like one of those little cameras that you'll see from like a foreign country.
Got you. I got a video camera like that. They say it's 4K, but as soon as you cut that motherfucker on,
Yeah,
it ain't no K.
and then you look at the video, you're just like, okay.
Yeah.
Like no. I cut the bitch on, man. Look like One Night in Paris and shit. I ain't gonna lie to you. This 2016. It says 4K HD. Man, this bitch look like a 70s movie. It look like it look like Petey Wheatstraw out here. Slim Dolomite and shit. Look like something like that. And I was like, you know what, man, I'm done. I sent that bitch back. I was like, man, and then I gave him a bad review and everything. I was like, man, y'all done lied to me. Said it, this gave y'all said 4K, all that shit. I took a picture and made sure that, because they just like, oh, make sure everything's in the box and all that shit. I sent the Jones back, and then I ended up getting a little Sony one.
Okay.
Still, like, I still have it, but I never used it.
I don't like the way they look.
It was a camcorder though.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like because we shoot with our cameras. We shoot with our photography cameras.
Yeah.
And they look miles better.
I mean, it was an older model.
But still, it's a camcorder. Like, I'll give you an example. Now, because you have a recent camera, I don't.
Yeah.
My camera is 12 years old. You see the quality of video on my camera? Yeah. If I buy a recent video camera, no matter how cheesy it is, it shouldn't be looking miles worse than a 12-year-old camera.
Yeah. I mean, I wasn't really good with camera work back then, so it could have come out perfectly had I had the right lighting and all that other stuff. But I mean, you also gotta look at it in another way. I mean, it's a Sony versus Canon and all that shit. They say Sony's better, they say Canon's better. It doesn't matter. It's like, do you have the resources? That's it.
Yeah, I like the way Canon. I like the way they have things set up and function on the camera versus Sony. I've even had a recent Sony camera, and it's just like, I just don't like the way things look. Like, even if I'm going and I'm going to edit anyway, I just don't like how things turn out.
No, okay.
Versus like how it looks with Canon. Canon, it just looks more authentic.
Yeah, it's kind of like the equivalent to like when it comes to film, like it's like the equivalent to Xbox versus PlayStation.
Yeah.
And then they be like, oh, Blackmagic Master Race. The little Blackmagic cameras and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's technically like that's the equivalent to PC. They be like, well, PC Master Race, that Blackmagic Master Race, because I mean they are the forefront in film.
Right.
But good Lord, are they expensive? You get a camera from them, you lucky if it comes out $10,000. You lucky if it comes out to that.
Which is too steep for my blood.
Man.
All right, so going back. All right, so this is it's a two-sided question, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I don't know, because this year kind of just started. So I'm gonna have to. I was gonna say last year and this year, but I'm gonna break down the timetables a little. All right, so let's go from last January to remember the day that the pandemic started.
Yep.
And we shot
all those videos and shit.
Yeah. So go from January to that day, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then go from January, I would say, of this year to now where we're at. This is February the 3rd, even though this will probably drop, late February.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, it might even drop in March.
Right. Well, I don't think we're that far ahead anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, but so what's your favorite skit from the first era of what we're doing versus the second era of what we're doing? And then we're going to get into the transitioning of eras.
All right, so what do you consider second era?
The second era is anything that we did from I'll say, because I did say January, but I'll go back to last, like, September.
Okay.
Because we took like when the pandemic started, we took like a humongous hiatus.
Yeah, we did. We ended up having, like, it didn't look like it because we had so much stockpile content.
Right. But
we gone like months. Without seeing each other because of the whole lockdown.
Yeah.
And you couldn't leave the house, and that's when we took it upon ourselves. We was just shooting stuff with like our phones, or we'll shoot some in the house.
Yeah, and that was So what was your favorite video from like earlier on versus?
It's so much.
It is. Like I hate to, and I would hate to compare.
Yeah, you can't like really, cause it was so much like jumbled together.
It was. I have two that I like more than the rest though.
And I'm gonna put money on it. One of them was the Power Rangers joint.
It wasn't, but that was third though. That was third.
I would have lost money. You could have won like $20 off of it.
Yeah. that was third. But the first, I'm gonna do number 2 first. Number 2 was when we did the mailman. The tax refund.
Yeah, that's the
news.
one. Yep, the news. You know.
Yeah, and the first one,
Noah Cappington.
Yeah,
shout out to Eli and Sonny.
And the first one was when we was gambling and you came and robbed us for the little the cleaner.
I forgot about that.
Yeah,
I forgot about that one.
We thought you was trying to get the money, but you
really wanted the cleaning supplies.
Yeah. And it's such a shame because we didn't think COVID was going to be
that bad. Yeah.
So if COVID wasn't nothing that serious, I think those videos would have been way more effective.
Yeah, I'd agree.
You know, but those are my top 2. Those like my 2 favorite from that era. And then it was the Power Rangers because of like,
yeah, because Power Rangers actually started commenting on it.
That's so dope. That's like you can't make that kind of stuff up, yo. Like that's dope. You know,
Jason and Billy both comment on it.
Yeah, like I like that. I love that, man.
Man, yeah, that was actually fire when I saw that.
Yeah,
and I don't know, bro. It's like,
but it's so much because in that short time frame, we done did like 20.
No. We've done more than 20. Though.
Yeah, I mean, I was just trying to give an estimate.
No, that's not even an estimate. That's just wrong.
Yeah, like I'm like, from World War III to the day the pandemic started, it was.
Cause we had 20 skits when we was still meeting over at Sonny's.
Right.
And we're miles ahead of that now.
And shout out to Sonny, by the way, too, man.
Yeah, we shot all those videos at his house.
Remember them cupcakes, man.
the
cupcakes and shit?
Yeah, the cupcakes, the little ones. Like, one of those ones with alcohol in it?
Nah.
Or was that the other one?
It was some with them, but I didn't get those. Cause I don't like shit like that.
Yeah.
Like, I don't, edibles and all that, if I want to get high, I'ma just smoke. I want to get drunk, I'ma just drink. I don't need it in the food and
even
all
though
that.
you don't do either one.
I don't. But if I did, I would rather just do it straight up versus my macaroni and cheese got THC in it and all that.
Yeah. Like, come on, bro. Like, we supposed to make you hungry. Now I'm going to eat more.
Yeah, like it's gonna be a never ending cycle, and we already fat. You know what
I'm
saying?
Like, so. 2 real big niggas just sitting here eating a whole like pan of macaroni and cheese because you got THC in it.
All right. So since you can't answer, I'll tweak the question. Right.
All right. Cool.
What did you have the most fun shooting?
Sheesh.
And we had loads, tons of fun. By the way,
man, what?
Tons of fun.
I think like the most fun shooting, I think, would be the when the music hit different and shit. The one you talked about earlier.
Yeah.
That one was fun because when Sonny ran off.
Yeah,
man, like you can actually hear. I forgot to cut that part out. Like you can actually hear me laughing in the background.
Yeah,
like when he runs off and tries to shoot the gun.
And that's so cool because we have a few videos where it's like, you can catch laughter.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And another one with the it was the supervisor skit. Oh my god.
Yeah, I
Man.
I liked that one.
That one.
We had some dope. We had some fun times. Like
That-
we had to do that one a few times.
And remember when he shot the commercial?
Yeah.
And he was just randomly saying dumb shit. Oh my god.
And he snorting the cocaine. And
I'm telling you, that was too funny, man. I was dying the whole time. Like we even uploaded the bloopers,
yeah.
and
Yeah.
that wasn't even half of the bloopers, really,
Oh yeah, it wasn't.
because we didn't even get a chance to record everything.
And that's one thing I say we do need to get back to, because we don't do that nowadays.
Yeah, like we're kind of like quote unquote business
Yeah.
now, like all business.
Yeah. So incorporating the fun and then the bloopers. But because, and I don't want to sound cocky, but because we've been doing it for so long, we barely fuck up now.
Yeah, we kind of really don't be fucking up.
Yeah,
often.
like a lot of stuff, unless, I don't even know if you could count this as bloopers, but like you said a few seconds ago, the laughing
Yeah.
during like, you know, but it don't even be from somebody in the skit. It'd be like whoever's holding it should just be that
Yeah,
funny.
cause remember when we was recording the short film, the Origins, Jake Workstore. Remember when I was recording on my camera, I didn't even know I was recording,
Right.
and then we was in the just in the background just playing around and all that other stuff. Like,
Yeah.
I could have kept that, but then I was like, what am I do with it? Like, it's just one thing. 'Cause
Yeah.
we was clean the
Yeah.
rest of the time. We was
Right.
clean.
And even if it is bloopers, it's like one blooper.
Yeah, like we'll like crack jokes and stuff, like, but that's not considered really bloopers. Really, that's just us
Right.
cracking jokes.
Right.
Because I remember you talking to Mark, you was like, "Oh, you put the little whistling sound there when he show up."
When you said you had to get a close up of his face and
Yeah.
shit. I said, "Damn, ladies gonna love that." You know? Hey, shout out to Mark, man. Shout out to Mark.
Yeah,
One from this era when we did the when you know somebody you rob, and I had a few people like mention that in a good way you could hear somebody laughing when I told Mike, the other Mike, he was like, you know your man, but you still gonna rob us? And I pointed out, hey, I might shoot you, Slim.
that was Mike that laughed too, and he couldn't hold it in, yo, and when we shot the Flab Soul joke, bruh.
Yeah, that too.
I lied to y'all not. When I mentioned just like I think it was the second little time I answered him.
Mm-hmm.
And I started talking. I was like, like, what was it that I said, man? It was like, I've been good, like mac and cheese. 2 plates is what my spirit needs.
Oh, yeah.
Keep it gooey, please. But not between the knees.
Yeah.
Venereal
Yeah.
disease.
That was
I said that, I heard them in the background. They was trying so hard not to laugh. And the funny thing is, like, I never told y'all what I was gonna say.
Right.
That's what made it even better. Like, I never told y'all what I was gonna say. And then once y'all got a chance to hear it, man, if you had seen Mike and Mark's face.
Yeah. It's definitely like classic times. All right. So going back to the previous, well, I wouldn't say the previous era. Let's go back to the hiatus.
Yeah, the hiatus.
The hiatus era. So, of course, the pandemic hit, and we recorded all those videos that last day.
Mm-hmm.
And when did we start back? Because I know we would do stuff, like I said, you would do stuff in your crib.
Yeah.
I would do stuff here. I got more into the journals.
Yep, you got more, definitely more to the journals.
Yeah.
I remember you did the first 2 journals at my house.
Right. And then it was like, I did the one for my birthday here.
Yeah, you did that one, and then you did, it was another one you did. I forgot which one it was.
Yeah.
I think it was the St. Patrick's Day one.
That was my birthday.
Yeah, for your birthday. I think that you did that one,
And
and then you did, My Father Was Candyman.
Yeah, I did that one. That was after that. And I think I did because I think I might have did another one after that, and then I took a break, and then when I came back, I started doing the live. You know what I'm saying? I would be in different places doing it.
Yeah, I don't think you did enough. I think you held on to that.
Yeah, I still got that one, and I did one with the female that was here.
Oh yeah, I forgot you did do that one.
And then of course we did the one with Mo.
Yeah, that was after the pandemic.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That was when the hiatus was. Oh, I mean, technically the lockdown was still.
Yeah, it was still happening. In full effect, but we lived like right next to each other.
Yeah,
like what they gonna do?
Yeah, so it was like. Eventually, we was just like, well, we live a little too close not to.
Exactly.
But I'm trying to figure out when did we. What was that? Was that journal one with Mo? Was that the first like?
Nah, that one wasn't. I don't think that was the first one we did like together. Cause remember, like we was still shooting before then. Cause I remember we had the video with Eli when y'all was playing Uno. And and he brought out the sword.
Yeah, that was after the pandemic.
Yeah, that was a little bit after the pandemic. That was when we were still trying to get.
And the joint with the I was clipping my toenails.
Yeah, we were trying to get our feet wet with that one because that's when we was trying to shoot all black.
Right.
That's what kind of broke the ice.
Right.
As far as like the.
And shout out to All Black, man. Y'all go see that on YouTube if y'all ain't saw that.
Yeah, please. All Black. We actually the whole all that.
Parody.
Parody and shit. Like we bringing that to the DMV and shit. Like.
Yeah. And y'all better recognize who's doing it, because I know once I see how these other DMV comedians doing, man, they you know, they taking shit and they putting their own little twist to it. You know what I'm saying? So y'all niggas need to recognize who's doing this shit. I mean, but it's getting good. It's getting good views. And if I was to make it back on that DMV page, the next video will have to be like that intro video. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, hopefully.
So that way, it'll be multiple promotions inside of one promotion, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because like Mike said earlier, we have a lot of fun, but there's also a business side that's grown since the first era.
Yeah, I mean, it is not like we were pretty much just doing everything at once. It's like no smiles on our faces and nothing. Like we bullshit. We were bullshit.
We have a grand time.
Yes, we do.
We have an excellent time.
Even before we started this podcast, we was in here for at least 2 hours talking about random stuff.
Yeah, and that's how it is when we shoot too. Like we don't like you might see a 60-second video, or we done chopped it up for like 2 hours at least.
Yeah,
maybe more.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
That's been the whole thing for like every single time someone stops by, because the one we did with Tibbs, like he was over here for a break.
Yeah, before we even shot. Yeah, and the more people you see in the videos, the longer we've been chopping it up.
Yeah.
So if you see 4 or 5 people in the video, we've been talking for 6 hours before. You know what I'm saying? But that's just how it works. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and the crazy thing is, like, we're shooting with predominantly people that we went to school with.
Yeah, which is interesting, because that's also what I wanted to get into. How do you feel about people wanting to work with you from day one versus like people wanting to work with you after you start to gain a little traction? Now, people you don't know don't count, because obviously they see you. This their first time meeting and seeing you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I understand.
But the people that you know, how do you feel about that?
Well, it can go 2 ways. First and foremost, it's the algorithm thing. Like sometimes they don't meet your algorithm.
Right.
Because with the whole thing with Facebook and Instagram, YouTube, and all that stuff, it's algorithm based.
Politics.
A hell of a lot of politics.
Facts.
And so, in order for you to reach your entire friends list or your entire fan base, they make you pay for it, even though you should not have to. Facts. Which is one of the reasons why they might have changed the, you know, how Facebook, it used to be like all of this stuff would show up, and like from the stuff that people
most recent to,
most recent to like the end of to like the end of your timeline, it'll be like, oh, stuff showed up like 2-3 days ago. Now, it's about who actually views your stuff or who you've been following
or interact with them
Yeah.
and shit like that. Yeah,
That's where I feel as though like they did that on purpose.
hell yeah, hell yeah.
And
Facts.
then they made it so they did the same thing on Instagram because Facebook and Instagram the same entity.
Facts.
So they did that on purpose, and you have to really just cough up as much money as you possibly can just so you can reach the people that you should already be reaching anyway.
Facts.
Even with the page that we created, the Four of a Kind page,
Facts.
like we still have to make a valiant effort to get it out to people that we know that are already following the page.
Right.
Like
right,
we have to
right.
pretty much bend over backwards just to get the video out to people that already follow us in the first place.
Right. And I wanna ask a question about the Four of a Kind thing too, because I do have a question from like one of my OG brothers about that. So once you finish your point, I'm gonna get to that question.
All right, cool. But honestly, with the like that being the first thing, the algorithm, then the second thing comes into play.
And
It's
what's
just
that?
like they only care when you start to make it.
Yeah.
Like if you're not popping or if you're not creating somewhat of a buzz, they don't feel as though you're important enough to follow. And then once you gain a little bit of traction, they're just like, oh, I see where this is going. Let me jump on. That in itself is a no-no for me. I can spot that a mile away.
Right.
Like it used to be difficult to notice, but you get in the game, you start learning people a little bit differently. The people that you knew beforehand, before you started doing all this, they could have been cool when it came to just being friends. But as far as them actually liking the things that you do or wanting to be a part of your success in general,
Right.
from day one, you realize that a lot of them really didn't care as much.
Unfortunately, yes.
And we've both dealt with this in many cases.
Right.
And we matter of fact, we was just talking about this before we got on the air, which is how we ended up coming to this podcast in general.
Facts.
So
Which is how a lot of these happen, y'all, by the way.
Yes.
The stuff we already talking about and just like, let's just record.
yeah, look, let's get it documented. Let's let the
Uh-huh.
people let them in on the conversation, see what they got to say about it.
Facts.
So yeah, that's kind of where I pretty much draw the line at. I'm just like, if you didn't support me then, don't support me now, cause I didn't. I mean, as of now, I don't have the same amount of friends that I did back when I like first started. Cause you remember when I first started, like I still had like a couple hundred friends. Cause I mean, I was the more closed off type. I didn't care
Right.
about all that stuff. But then I started like sending friend requests to people and all that stuff. The people that I already knew from like high school, people that were like mutual friends of people that I knew. I mean, just to grow the algorithm a little bit more, gain a little bit more traction.
Right.
But that don't mean I care about them any less and shit. Like, nigga, be like Wale.
I mean, it's just-
I'm rooting for anybody who's black and shit.
I mean, it's you just handling it from the business aspect.
Exactly.
So that's that. I'm the same way with you, except for I will be like, I'll still take that support, even though I know it's not genuine, because we just trying to get to somewhere. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So it's like I'm not going to turn off any support. I'm not going to give people the opportunity to like, you know, send more negative energy. It's already negative energy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So to send more negative energy, I'm not gonna give people like that opportunity. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the question I'm gonna get into is when you brought up Four of a Kind.
Okay.
So now you made that brand up a long time ago, way beforehand.
Well, yeah, I made that up. The name in general. I'm not gonna take like sole responsibility for the group, but the name itself.
I mean, yeah, the name. So it comes like the question comes into, like I said, this is one of my OG brothers who brought this up like not too long ago.
Okay.
And he was saying that because of what happened, and I guess we kind of didn't explain what happened, but he's close to us, so he knows, he can see like everything that happens.
Okay.
So I guess long story short for the people listening is we transition. We still four of a kind, but yeah, as far as Eli and Sonny goes, you know, they've been kind of MIA as far as like on the comedy front.
Yeah, I mean, and justifiably so.
Yeah. So what my bro was saying was that how do you go about that name and keeping up the brand, knowing people expect to see four people, but it's only two of the core four people. Now, of course, we feature a lot of other people.
Yeah.
But what's the, like, what would you explain to people that's wondering? Because that's what he asked me. Like, if it's supposed to be four of us, where the other two?
Yeah, I mean, four of a kind, it doesn't necessarily have to be four people. It's just a name.
Right.
Like, you don't have to look at it as, like, a group of four people. Like, you don't, just because you call ourselves the Four Aces, it doesn't matter.
Right.
Like, four of a kind is a brand. It doesn't necessarily have to be a group of people.
Right.
So, just to answer his question, like, well, I'm not going to look at it as I'm going to look at it as its own entity and not necessarily as like a group.
Right.
So, if I was to put like four of a kind on a T-shirt, it's not going to be four people on the T-shirt. It's going to be four. It's going to be four cards on the T-shirt.
Right.
So, because you remember the logo I made for it?
Yeah, I remember.
Like four of a kind. It didn't show any of our faces. It just showed four aces, like four, like the ace of hearts, ace of diamonds, ace of spades, ace of clubs.
Right.
And that's it. That's what four of a kind was. Like when I created it, when I created the idea back in high school, it was just to like, cause I remember it was in top class.
Right.
I was just I think it was me. I know Darnay was there. Like Darnay Edwards. Shout out Darnay. Hey, that was my man's. But it was me, Darnay, and like two other people I forgot. And we ended up having to like start like a little business or something.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like thinking of the name. I was like, you know what? I was thinking of like cards. Like four of a kind. I mean, I never played poker or anything like that, but I knew what it was. It's just something that just popped in my head.
Right.
I was like, four of a kind. And I started making the logo. And I was like, I like where this is going. And since it was like four people, I always took into consideration the fact that it was four people.
Right.
But that was just the base for the idea. It had to be four in it.
Okay.
But once I got older, like now, I mean, back then, you know, I had a set idea in mind. Now, I look at it as like it's its own entity. It doesn't have to be, like, it doesn't have to be attached to four people. Like, you can easily look at a logo and just say, well, four of a kind. That's what it is. But people will ask you, oh, what does four of a kind mean? It's just four of a kind. Just look at it. It's four of a kind. Like, you don't ask people what Nike means, even though Nike was the goddess of victory. But a lot of people don't know that. Or like Reebok. You don't ask people what Reebok means. Just look at it as its own entity.
Yeah. Well, I guess where it's just like once you put the number in there, that kind of like makes people think a certain way. Because it's like if you take it to I'll give you an example, like Five Guys. Like if you go to Five Guys, you'll see Five Guys. So I'm guessing when you go to the four of a kind page, you do see four guys.
Yeah, because I mean it's just the logo. Like, I never. I mean, because I think it was the pictures. Yeah, it was the pictures. Yeah, the pictures and shit. I just never changed it. Is the thing.
Yeah. So, and that would explain everything. But I'm just letting you know probably how people looking at it.
Yeah,
Yeah, when you explain it like that, it makes sense though.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, honestly, they're still full of a kind regardless.
Agreed.
Not gonna cut them out or anything. And like they were there during the startup.
Right.
Like they're free to show up whenever the fuck they feel like it.
Right.
Because I mean, as of right now, I'm not like they're out for a reason. It's not the fact that they just up and left and we don't even talk no more or shit like that. No.
Right.
Like they're still around.
Shout out Sonny and Eli, man.
Yeah.
Well, welcome back anytime, man.
Definitely. It might be a little bit different than what they're used to.
Hey, Eli, I'm the man now, man. hey.
Arrogant ass, man.
Hey, baby boy done growing up now, man. Hey. Nah, I'm boy, I'm like,
yo, y'all can have him. Y'all can have him.
Hey.
I know I keep saying that to y'all, man, but y'all can definitely have him today.
I like fucking with Eli. I like fucking with Eli, man.
Hey, one thing for sure, two things for certain. Hey, Eli funny as hell.
Yeah. Definitely comedic gold.
Cause I remember his video that he did, like when he found out that black people could catch the coronavirus.
Oh yeah.
And he did the news skit.
Yeah, that was funny too.
Bruh.
Yeah.
This nigga, he packed up the gun. He was like, I don't know if the Martians gonna be tripping. Oh my God, he wrapped up the Taylor port, put that in the bag. I was like, nah, man.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
Yo, if y'all just see like this man,
he's like naturally just, you know.
Hey, he's just funny.
Yeah.
Like him, like Sonny too. Like Sonny,
yeah.
naturally funny.
Just like naturally funny, like
without trying, just being funny.
Yeah, just the mannerisms, the voice, like the way the delivery, like shit. The small stuff be like hilarious. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
it's like, and they can come up with really good skits because one of your favorites or one of your most fun to shoot was actually Eli's skit. The little like. And then one of my funnest moments was Sonny's skit.
Right.
Like
'cause my top two was like for me, I enjoy all the ones where we all was a piece. It was all a piece, even though we all either one of us was recording or the other. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I enjoy when we all was like in the skit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it was like that's why those two were like my favorite. They're super funny, and then we all were like together and shit.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Y'all niggas made fun of my damn pants and shit.
Yeah, that was improv, by the way. that was improv. I think somebody was just supposed to say one thing, and then next thing you know how it is when you're joning. You know, you can't just. I hear somebody say something, I can't help myself. Well, I was recording, should have just cut the camera off by then.
That's always been him. That's always been him.
Got to get my one off. And the next thing you know, somebody after me, picnic panel, manager panel, you know.
The little picnic table shirt. I was like, you know what, man, y'all some bammers. Yeah. Y'all came to me and was like, oh, should we keep this in? Because y'all ain't know how I was going to feel about it.
Yeah, I was like, these niggas out like sparking them on.
Yeah, I mean, I was cool with it, man. It's funny.
Yeah.
Like, if you put it in, like, that's one thing I always, like, I pride myself on. Like, I mean, when I was growing up, I used to journal myself.
Right.
Like, even today, I still journal myself.
Facts.
Like, I put pictures on my Facebook or videos or something, and I'm technically making fun of myself. Like the little Soul Glow joint that I did not too long ago.
And my friend, she just commented on the video again yesterday.
Yeah, I saw that too. I saw it.
Yeah.
And man, like if y'all would like crack, like when we would crack jokes and shit, like it's warranted. We're okay with it.
And I say I like for people that be nervous. Because I know it is people that really want to work with us. I think they're just nervous. Like, once you get past, it's just like, it's so much fun in games. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
Like, once you get past the first time, because even when we did the World War III skit, it was uncomfortable for me.
Yeah, it was. Like, we can tell it was uncomfortable for you.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because it was like, I've always been behind the camera, so being in front of it for the first time, like, damn, I'm gonna be on camera. You know what I'm saying?
But then we thrived in it though. That was really good though.
Yeah, and then after that, it was just like, not bad. You know
it was a cakewalk. I mean, and it got some attention. Like that was I know that was a thing for me as well, and just like getting in front of the camera and shit. Like I was okay because I remember when we first started talking about, I was like, all right, I can be behind the camera because I was kind of like different. I was indifferent about it because like I just wanted to learn about being behind the camera first, then transition.
Right.
But once I got comfortable with being in front of the camera, it's just like it was full steam ahead after that. Now I don't even care about being in front of the camera.
Yeah, it's almost like it's like if it's not somebody counting down, it's almost like it's not even there.
Yeah, I have like now, like you have tons of videos when it's just you.
Right.
Me, I've shot. I've shot like show. Like let me see. I think I shot maybe about 6-7 short films already.
Right.
With just me.
Right.
Matter of fact, I ain't even gonna say with just me because Mark was in a lot of my short films too.
Right.
So I'm okay with being in front of the camera. And another thing was taking the muzzle off. Like that was one thing I would pride myself on back in like 2020.
Okay.
Taking the muzzle off of myself. And I was always holding back a lot of the things I wanted to say. Right, because I felt like certain people wouldn't like it, or I wouldn't like it, or the way it would come off. It's just like, and I would just stay quiet.
Right.
However, I jumped into it, and now it's just like I don't care anymore. And like that's what a lot of people like love. They love the fact that I don't care about certain things.
Right.
Like I'll say things that'll make you think, and you're sitting there just like, wait a minute, did he really say that? Like I get it.
Right.
And
so what do you so one thing I gotta ask is, how do you feel about like starting off working in the group versus working in the group now? Like has your mindset changed? Did you have to get used to being like in the group setting? Like
not really. Like I usually thrive in group settings. However, like the biggest thing for me was thriving on my own.
Right.
That was my thing. Like I was okay with pushing people ahead. Like I was always big on helping people move forward.
Right. Same here.
But moving forward on my own, that was my biggest thing because I never knew how to market myself.
Right.
I never really knew what I was specifically good at.
Right.
So, I mean, I knew I was good at writing. That was one thing.
Right.
However, I didn't know that I was good at so many other things. So, to incorporate a lot of those different things all into one, then I started to understand that I am marketable.
Right.
Like, regardless of...
That's such a cool thing to say.
Yeah.
Like you just, when you're talking about yourself, you be like, damn, I'm marketable.
Yeah.
Like
even my name, like I hated my name. Like Michael Antonio Watford. I hated my name. Like,
but now
it's marketable.
It's a marketing. It's a business.
Yeah, but the thing is, like my author alias Tony Michaels is also marketable. Yeah. So I can use either one.
Yeah.
And
which is dope, by the way. Which I carry that same effect because I use Teddy Blackman or I use Bear Blackman.
Yeah, he's still using the last name.
Of course.
Yeah, I mean,
but not my real first name.
Toxic Teddy Tees will be coming out eventually.
because people that come along now, they don't know what my real name is. Yeah. And even people that we went to school with
will start calling you Teddy.
We'll forget that my real name is my real name. And
the funny thing is, like, I've actually done that because I'm so like I mean, like I've done that before, but it was just random though. It's not that I didn't remember your name. It's just like it just popped into my head.
Right, and because that's like it's all you see.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's literally it's either like Teddy or it's Bear. It's Teddy or it's Bear. And it's just like.
And then like, cause when I come over, I was like, oh, hey, what's good, bruh? But that one particular day, it was just like. I caught myself though. Right before I said it, I caught myself. I was like bringing myself to say Teddy, but then I was like, nigga, that's not his name.
Right. But that's how you know the marketing working.
It does, though. It does.
Yeah, because it's like when I did the when we did the first episode of All Black and I was putting it together, I was like, all right, so remember I asked you what you want to go by,
Yeah.
and you said Tony Michaels, and so I think it's cool when, because I even see people do it nowadays too, where they go by like 2 different names and shit depending on what they're working on.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's so cool because it's like, I don't know like how you thought about it, but for me, I got mine's like always from the inspiration of Tupac.
Oh man, like,
And
Machiavelli,
right, and how
he had like 20 names.
Yeah, and I'm like, dog, that's so cool. Like, even though he died before that one came out, allegedly, that was so cool to me. Like, yo, he's done all of this as this, and then he's just gonna change his name and be something completely different. You know what I'm saying?
It's like Prince, like the artist formerly known as Prince.
Yeah, or something like that. And it's just like I think like that's so. To have 2 different names be hot at the same time is like cool.
Yeah.
And so when I see us, that's what I like. I see. As far as for me, I can work in the group. I don't have no problem working in the group. I done grew up on a bunch of teams and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
For me, the thing was incorporating everybody's styles. Because this was the first time that I've been in a group where I wasn't working with like one of my best friends.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because normally whatever I'm embarking on, there will always be either Mel or Mo or somebody who can like we was talking about with Nelly being ushered in. I would be ushered into like whatever we're doing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So this was the first time where it was just Eli and Sonny and then it's you. And I'm real close with people, but we're not best friends. I would say I could put us in that category now, a year later. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But starting off, it was just like, man, he got this style, he got this style, he got this style. How's this gonna work? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Do I scale back? You know what I'm saying? Do I push forward?
Yeah.
You know.
Now it is like, man, just do you.
Yeah, because now it's like but that's what I'm saying. Like in the beginning, it's just like you're used to cooking one thing, and then all of a sudden you got these different ingredients,
Mm-hmm.
and then it's like, damn, what the fuck am I gonna make with this? You know, I don't want to put too much salt in it. I don't want to put too much. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then, now it's just like you're used to cooking. Like, nah, no, got this amount of cinnamon, got this amount of sugar. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's like you go from starting off like, oh, I'm used to making dinner. Like, and then 2 or 3 years later, when all you've been making is dinner, it's just like, shit, now I gotta move up to breakfast. I'm not used to this.
Right. And now we can incorporate people no matter what. You know what I'm saying? Which we've been doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like that's
And honestly, to piggyback off what you were saying, like that actually helped me a lot, cause like when it came to script writing, I wasn't really that big on it. Even when I was like really jumping into it back in like 2016 when I started writing.
mm-hmm.
But once I jumped into the 4 of a Kind thing, that made me grow as a writer as far as scripts.
Right.
Because I had to incorporate a whole bunch of different people's personalities and then make it so that they can express their own personalities into these characters that I'm creating.
Right.
There were some where it had to be like a specific personality for it.
Right.
But I was able to create a whole bunch of things with so many different people. Well, with so many different ideas that we're going to incorporate like y'all personalities and all of them seem to be different. Like all of the premise, every premise for every skit had, well, not even skits, like even when we were doing like short film stuff, all of this stuff had to incorporate someone's personality to the T,
Right.
to where they can like flourish in it. So me growing as a writer from that standpoint made me grow as a writer in other areas.
Right.
And now it's just like the sky's the limit from here. And then once I hit the sky, like Like I gotta go further than that.
Right. And that's exactly how I be feeling. Because I feel like ever since we started, like in 2020, it's added to the motivation. Like I take that GW experience as like scratching the surface of like bringing myself back to life in a way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then this experience has just been like, this is what I was talking about that I didn't know I was talking about.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like this is exactly like what needed to happen. I just didn't at that time. I just didn't know what needed to happen, but I knew something had to happen.
Yeah. Like the same goes for me when I was at Target.
Right.
Like, and I wanted to write scripts. I had ideas for short films and stuff. Like two of the ones that we just shot, I had ideas for both of them. The
Right.
Origins and the King's Nightmare. I had
Right.
ideas for both of them. However, I didn't know what to do with it. That was my biggest. I had no idea what to do with it. And this is around 2016, 2017. I'm in a depressive state. Everything was like hitting me in waves. Like all the negative shit was hitting me in waves. I had nowhere to go. I didn't know what I was supposed to be doing, but I knew what I want to be doing. I just didn't know how to really jump
Right.
from one spot to the next, because
Right.
around that time I was doing it on my own.
Yeah.
And I told you I wasn't aware of how I was going to be able to do things on my own.
Right.
I was used to the group setting. Now it's completely different. But back then, I was going to people trying to see if they wanted to be a part of the short film. They was like, "Oh, so how much you gonna be paying me?" And I was like, "Nigga, I work at Target. You know how much I make."
And I'm the same exact way. Like when the group that you're normally used to is like not on the same page, then it's just like you would just hold off.
Yeah.
And keep holding off and holding off.
Yeah, and then eventually that just escalates into you just being stuck for years without making any progress.
Right, which is what happened with me, and I'm guessing with you.
Yeah.
Right.
It took, like, I think when I was writing those scripts, I was in like some of the darkest places in my life.
Right.
Like, I wrote the Jake Warwick, like that really, really dark and gritty and horror script. Like, I started writing that in the darkest places of my life.
Right.
And it reflected it.
Right.
I mean, I could possibly go back and finish writing stuff because I'm not finished. I'll tell you that right now. I'll tell y'all, I'm not finished it at all.
Right.
But we did the origin story, but that was actually a prequel to the whole little thing.
It was the actual thing. Right.
But I'm telling you, like, it was like the darkest points. 2016, like I'm writing this stuff down. I'm talking to people who trying to see if they want to be in like short film stuff. Like, everyone's like turning me down, stuff like that. Now I'm starting to get depressed even more because it's like nobody really wants to be a part of it.
And now you're thinking like you're not good enough.
Yeah,
you're right.
Yeah, I'm not worthy enough to actually get people involved to like, and I had like stuff that was like web series like worthy and shit. Like, it was stuff that probably was gonna make it.
Right.
Because, you know, it's like 2016, 2017. Like, YouTube is popping.
Right.
And even though it's popping now, but it was popping in a different way back then.
Yeah.
Like,
it's still popping now to a high degree, but like that was the time where you could have just been easily popping.
Yeah.
On YouTube. Now it's a lot of politics. It probably was a lot of politics then, but different kind of politics. But now, yeah. So.
Yeah. And I had all these ideas, but the problem was like nobody wanted to be a part of them. Right. And like I wasn't aware like that I could do things with just me, but like a lot of these scripts required multiple people.
Right.
So I'm trying to figure out like going within like the people that I knew. It was a couple of people that actually did want to be a part of them, and there was some people that wanted to be a part of them only if I paid them. I was like, dude, you know I make like $400 or $500 every 2 weeks, if
right.
that.
Right.
I don't have that money. Like, and this is probably not even gonna take like a couple hours. Like, we'll probably hang out and shit. Like, that's the case. Like,
yeah, and that's real.
Yeah, and around that time, I just decided to put it away, and then once I put it away, everything went downhill. 2017 rolled around. Now I'm depressed to the point like I'm contemplating suicide at least 2 or 3 times a day.
Right.
Yeah, I almost walked into the street because I was so depressed. Like literally walked into the street and almost got hit by. Well, probably would have got hit by a car if I had gone through with it. This is how bad it had gotten. But the thing is, you get past that, you flourish.
Right.
You flourish. Like once I started like getting the ball rolling, it was all uphill from there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And my situation is like, I just felt so empty. I don't think I was depressed, but I felt so empty inside. Like I had wasted like 5 or 6 years of my life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I felt the same way.
And I had bought a camera, and that's when I started doing photography.
Mm-hmm.
And shout out to Big Anthony Benjamin, because he the one that like got me into photography. But shout out to Tyrone, like he went to school with us too, and
Which one?
I think he graduated in 2006.
Oh nigga, then I probably.
If I show you a picture, he used to be real close to Jew. I know you know Jew and shit.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. So shout out to him especially because I wasn't consistent with photography. And of course, by this time, I had already done that shoot with Tasha Miga, which got a lot of backlash and whatnot. So, of course, I thrive on like shit like that anyway.
Yeah.
Like I'm not the one that just go lick my wounds, blah blah blah. But shout out to Tyrone because he took me to like my first street meet, and we was at Union Market, and that's like the DC version of Graffiti Alley, essentially. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And man, it was an experience that it was just I was so awkward at first.
Yeah.
Because it's just where models and photographers meet up and do shoots with each other. But because of how we grew up, I'm thinking like, yo, like all I gotta do is walk up and ask her to take pictures and she gonna be with it. I ain't got, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, like you used to the hassle.
Yeah, yeah. And it's like, I swear, he and Tyrone like, yo, I swear to God, like, watch this. Like, yo, can I get a couple pictures? And she's like, oh yeah, come on, sure. And I'm like, yo, that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, it's mind blowing to me.
Yeah, because you get to see a whole bunch of people that have the same idea in mind.
Right. And then from that point on, that's when I was like, this is cool. I need more of it.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's when it was like, okay, street meets is cool. Street meets is cool. And then people I know that do photography, they're also doing like videos. Not comedy skits, not short films, but more so like web series.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I wanted to do stuff. I just didn't want to do stuff like that. I didn't want to do web series. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So
I'm like, damn, that's try cool. You know, damn, my camera do record good video. I would want to do something like that one day, but like maybe comedy skits or something. You know what I'm saying? And then it's just like time just passing, and I don't have an idea of what kind of comedy I want to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it takes a while for you to get to the point where you just get everything in your head at once.
Right. And then more time goes on, and then I had gotten to a point at work where it was just like, this is killing me slowly. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So
it's like, I need to start taking time off from this, using all my vacation and PTO and all this and that. And in the midst of that, that's when I was coming over your jump.
Yeah, you was stopping by my house almost like
every
2 times, like 2-3 times a week.
Yeah, every other day, essentially. Like felt like every day, but
it seemed like, I mean, because we was in there talking for like good 4 or 5 hours, something like that. Like you'll come over, it'd be like 9 o'clock. You leave, it's like 7 in the afternoon.
Right, and it don't even feel like it's been just like 10 hours. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So then it was like, you know, I would just like start watching little stuff here and there just to kind of see like what kind of stuff would I be alright with, and then that's when I would watch like the old episodes of all that, and of course
goats right there. That's the goddamn goats.
Shout out to the goats, And then of course I was already watching like old cartoons like Doug, which is where the journal shit came from. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, they did journal. Well, that was a combination of Doug, and there were females that used to do Dear Diaries, but not with the Doug like comedic spin to it. They would just do Dear Diaries, and it'd be like, you know, fake little toxic situations or something. You know, I haven't cheated on my dude or something, and but Lord, the other dude was, you know, blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? So it'd be like toxic. It wasn't really funny. It was funny because it's toxic.
Yeah.
But I wanted my shit to be like just funny.
Yeah.
Without the toxicity.
Yeah.
I'll add it in here and there, but I didn't want that to be the base of it.
Son, when you fucking talked about the taxes and shit, and he put the little ostrich sound, he was
yeah.
like, oh, I just bought an ostrich.
Yeah. Tell my day that the first one was my favorite one. That was my favorite one. Yeah. That like, I almost wish I didn't do that one first, because I kind of felt like I could never top that again. Even though other people think otherwise, I feel like for myself that was my favorite one.
So yeah, that joint was funny.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna hold you, like that joint was funny, cause like you did that one, and I was like, bro, I got like a perfect idea for a couple of these joints that you could do. It didn't stand up to the first one though, but it's like because the Candyman joint. Because when I wrote the Candyman joint, I was like, I was trying to top that one.
But that was dope too, and that's another thing I had to get used to, also, which was back then was sketchy versus now it was just easy, and that was just taking ideas from other people and incorporating it.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Because when you gave me the 2 journal ones, it was like, damn, do I really want to use these? It is funny, but at the same time, I don't want something to go wrong, and then Mike get to throwing that shit back in my, yeah, I done wrote these notes, boy. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
has that happened yet?
It hasn't, but to me, for us, it hasn't. But you know, in our culture, how many times has that happened?
Yeah, I guess.
Hey, Slim, I bought you your first car. You know, you got rappers get you know. Slim,
I mean,
put you on with the
like
first
to be honest, like, wow, like, what's the point? Like, in my eyes, I look at it like, what's the point? Like, why would I do that? If I did it out of the kindness in my heart, it's like, I didn't ask you for money and no shit like that. I just did it just because.
Yeah, but I just ain't wanted to be like, damn, this shit might. But see, now you speed up to nowadays. Now it's just like in second hand, like when Jay came over here and we did the It's On Site.
Yeah,
and that was his idea.
That was his idea.
That's why I said I give him credit. That was his idea.
Yeah, because we give each other credit for certain things. Like when we, like just when we do like your random photography, just like if I take pictures of you, you give me a photo credit for it. Right. Or if we do a little short, like remember when I did the which one was it? Like the little poem jump. Like I did the little jump. I was like, oh, shot by you, directed by me. Like I give you the credit. Like I'm not the type of person that is like, I'm not gonna give you any type of credit. Even if I write something for you, I'm not gonna hold it over your head like, oh, I was writing this for you and all that stuff. Like I deserve something. No. I'm cool.
Yeah, no, it was just like, it's still something that you got to get used to.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I'm saying?
I know.
So that's why I say, like, then it was like iffy, but like now it was just like when Jay was like, yo, you should do this, you should do that, and I'm like, all right, cool, I can do that. Let's just go do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And now it's like it's smooth. I can like, all right, I don't. Yeah. Cause
like we can incorporate other, like we shot stuff for other people.
Facts.
Like when Tibbs came over here, like he had an idea he wanted to do, we shot it.
Right.
Like that's what we do. Like we're not here to profit for ourselves. Like we're here for y'all. Like we're for everybody.
Shout out Tibbs too.
Yeah, shout out Tibbs. Like this, that
you ain't never gotta worry about us saying, hey, Tibbs, we shot your first video, nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. And we still got, I still got a hold of them and shit. Like I haven't, like I mean, I sent it out. I sent both of them out to him, but I mean, he's only gonna upload the one that he came up with. But I mean,
what other don't we did?
Because remember we did the one with him and Mark.
At the
in the back with at the mall. In the back.
That was yours though.
That was mine. Yeah. But I mean, he was in it.
That's something that I don't do either though. Like if it's your skit idea, you're going to upload. Now I'm still in agreement with that.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not going like.
Yeah, and he mentioned to me, he was like, when y'all gonna upload this, young? Because I'll probably end up uploading it on the same day or something like that. And I was like, because he wanted to wait. So I was like, all right, I'm cool. Like, it's your skit anyway. I'm not going to upload it because I have a hold of it. I'm the one to edit it. That has nothing to do with it. Like, it's yours.
You just gotta let them. You just gotta let people know, because you know people, niggas that do music. It's a different animal.
Yeah.
Cause you recording with an engineer, and he basically got a hold of your goods. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Nigga get mad at you, he gonna leak your shit or something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
that's not. Yeah. I never liked no shit like that.
Yeah, I get why he got the mindset. But yeah, I'm with that. Like, if it's your idea for a skit, like you gotta upload that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
I plan on uploading the little other joint that we shot, the one we was in the backyard. But as far as his skit, like that's his. I'm not gonna upload it until he deems it. So
I agree with that.
And he was actually in like one of my first like big like hits on YouTube. I mean not YouTube, but Facebook.
Okay.
The little poetry one.
The
the
Black Power Project.
Man, when he did that, when we were shooting that, and it was a guy that walked past, and while he was talking, or he doing his poem, man, dude walked past and was like, and that's some good stuff you talking, brother. And I was like, man, in that whole day, he was kind of like iffy on it, because, I mean, it was his first time doing like spoken word or anything like that.
Right.
I mean, because he's a battle rapper, but the thing is, like, he's never done spoken word poems before, even though that's technically what you're doing in battle rap.
But, to a degree, but you know.
I mean, yeah, to a degree, but just a little bit more
topic,
aggressive.
Yeah, the topic of content. The content of the topic is probably a little different. You know?
Yeah, all right, I get that.
Talking to niggas a different way with battle rapping.
Yeah. I don't think I ever spit a poem and said, well, I done shot a nigga 20 times.
Yeah.
I don't think that's ever happened. But, yeah, like when he had done that, like we were shooting that, he was like, yeah, like, how do I sound and stuff like that? Because he would constantly let me know. He'd be like, oh, so how do I sound? Everything good?
Yeah.
When
we was at the mall, that's what he was doing.
Yeah, because I kept telling him, I was like, dude, this is perfect, man. The way that you are portraying, the way that you're getting your stuff out there, the way you're conveying your message is perfect. And I had to keep telling him that, and it took, like, that dude that walked past, that was that reassurance. Like,
That's good.
And
he seems like he needs like he looks forward to a lot of feedback.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's understandable. Some people like that. I'm not like that.
But I mean, I tell you, like, when that came out, the way it came out, and the just the engagement that it got from just from the people that we know.
Right.
I remember Mike Thomas. He ended up commenting on it before we were actually friends on Facebook.
Right.
And we ended up I think I had a friend of him like a couple months after that.
Right.
But
shout out Mike Thomas, man.
Yeah, we shot skits with him too.
Yeah.
Success story. Yeah. My man.
Yeah.
But when we shot that poem, and when it came out, it hit hard. It's like, even like when he uploaded it to his page, man, the people, like, they loved it. They loved what he was doing.
Facts.
And I told him how good he was doing. And it's just like I was really proud of him in that moment.
Right.
Yeah, I was already proud of him before, because he's a damn good father and shit. Like,
Facts.
And a really good dude.
Facts.
Like, you can't ask for too much more. But then you get stuff like this, and you're just like, man, you are powerful with your voice.
Right.
And the way that people are able to, like, resonate with, they are pretty much just able to, like, connect with you through the words that you are speaking. And it's otherworldly.
Right.
And that was my first time ever shooting anything of that caliber.
Right.
And This was last summer.
Right.
And this is like my biggest transition. That's when I started doing the whole like the short films by myself and stuff like that, and I did the camera work and all that. That was my biggest jump off point. Like that was the catapult right there. Like I was sitting there, I was trying to press the button, and I was like, should I press the button? Then I pressed the button right after that, and it was like full steam ahead after that.
Right.
Man. And I say after that, like after that, it was like I could do no wrong, really. That's how I felt. I felt like I could do no wrong.
Yeah, that's how I feel too. Like when it comes to this, like everything that we do, I feel like it's just, especially when you look and see how other people do other things. It's just like, man, come on, man. You could just do you. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't even think it's not even second. It's like second nature now. Like whatever I just think, I just do it. Like it ain't even.
Yeah.
Yeah. So. Yeah, that was starting out versus where we at now. Definitely it's been a lot of changes, a lot of experience, and even to like where we like heading now, you know, as far as like more heavily into the short films, like the comedy skits, of course. I don't know if you've seen, but I did my first prank.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. So I didn't get to see the full video because I seen the little on Instagram. Yeah, I saw the preview on Instagram, and I was meaning to watch the YouTube video. Then I fell asleep.
So, long story short, I was supposed to be doing the comedy skits with my friend or whatever. So we was gonna be doing these little girlfriend, boyfriend type skits and shit. So before we got started, I told her that I was in love with her.
Matter of fact, yo, I saw a majority. In fact, I saw the whole thing of that. I saw that one. I did. I'm thinking about the skit that you just released. I'm thinking about that. I saw the whole prank thing. Yeah, I saw that. Like that. Yeah, I was watching. I was like, what the hell is wrong with this nigga?
Yeah. And the thing is, like, I didn't catch it. I didn't do it like how I think. Because, one, I think she knew I was kind of trying to prank her. Because I think she know me well enough to know that I wouldn't have just came out and said no shit like that. You know?
Yeah.
But at the same time, I was job blown because she was going to leave without doing the skits.
Yeah,
that
like she was beating around the bush, and I was like, oh yeah, like that's kind of messed up.
So I'm like, damn, hold on, like if that was the other way around, like I would have at least did the skits.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like you were just about to roll, like
she was too uncomfortable to actually stay in this situation and at least tough it out.
Like, damn, you hate me that bad? Like you that like that? I think that's some type of. I'm like, damn, son, you ain't there like you don't even like me a little bit. Like like you just completely uncomfortable now. Like you know what I'm saying? Like I was like that. Yeah. I was like, yeah, you can go ahead and move for real.
Man, well, nothing like that Cordy Cornell in it all.
Yeah, I'm getting there. I'm getting there though. Like I'm getting there. That now I know what's gonna be a problem is trying to prank people now that they know I'm doing pranks.
Yeah, like
so.
So that's good. That's actually gonna be difficult because people know that you're gonna be doing it now. Like they're gonna expect it.
It's gonna be, but I'm gonna just have to blindside niggas at the end of the day.
Yeah, you probably gonna have to put the camera like way off in the distance or something.
Yeah, like with her, I had the camera set up because we about to shoot the skits, but I had the screen. You know, I keep the camera reflection on the screen and shit.
Yeah,
so I could see what I'm looking at. I just had the screens turned off, so she didn't know like the shit was recording.
Yeah.
You know, beforehand. And then I had to do it in a timely manner so I knew, like, my camera wouldn't cut off either. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, going forward, I'm going to see what's what and go from there. But it's about that time, my bro.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, we're gonna play the end of the road song. To the end of the road.